All right, welcome to Odd Musings 199.
Can you believe it? 199.
I know. It's hard to believe that at all.
You guys are getting old.
Oldest person in the room, raise their hand. All righty then, Jill. Hey, we got the legend Jill Webler with us today.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Good, thank you. I'm glad spring's here.
Oh yeah, we got a 40-degree day coming up tomorrow, though. Talking about like spitting snow, and then we're back in the mid 60s by the weekend, and looking at 70s next week.
But that's it's opening day, isn't it? Tomorrow for baseball.
Yeah, that's why it's going to snow.
Right, it's like mandatory bad weather on opening day for some reason. We'll always have good weather before and after, but not on.
Yep. Our dictator in charge is allowing 8,000 people to be at the game tomorrow. And which is funny because some of the bars sent for to be able to stay open until midnight last night for the Michigan game. And she said, nope, they can drink their craft beer at home. A la Marie Antoinette, they let them eat cake.
That's right.
So fun on that. Hey, before we get started, though, we had a loss in our community here this past week. And I'm going to pull it up here real quick. We both knew Chris Yambar. He was a staple in the Ohio and Pennsylvania shows, as well as popping up here in Michigan all the time. And so as it pops up here, come on now. I'm being tracked. There it goes.
There it is.
Yeah, Chris Yambar. Yeah, I knew he had been fighting a few things. I saw a video this morning. I was kind of looking for this, and there was a news article for one of the local news places, and I guess about 5-6 years ago, he had tripped while walking downtown, and contracted MRSA. And that's how he lost his eyesight, contributed to his kidney problems and everything else.
It just like attacked his body. It was insane, and it just came out of nowhere. It was crazy how his health. He was a very energetic, very talkative guy, very animated. And when that happened, it was just shocking. Yeah.
I mean, he's one of those guys that really was larger than life in so many ways, just the fact that it was natural to him to be that way. And I know his wife, during an interview I saw, she said some people thought that he just wanted to be in the spotlight and all that stuff, but he actually did a lot of stuff to actually give back more. And he had no problem. He loved to do interviews and stuff like that because he did tons of them. But a lot of it was more of just, showcasing everything going on within the community. So,
and one thing I do want to say about Chris is, I want to make it sound like we were best friends or anything, by no means. But we were definitely really good peers or what would you call it? Anyways, we're both artists and on the scene, and I got to eat breakfast with him many times, drove around with him, and we had a lot of talks. And I think of everything in his career that he's done, the thing I think he would be most proud of is his relationship with Christ. So I just want to get that out there. He had a really strong faith. We had awesome conversations about the Bible and God and Jesus. And so just want to put that out there as well.
Yeah. So I knew him more on the comic book side. We'd talk at shows. It's one of the things where when I didn't see him at certain shows, like a Gem City or Pittsburgh Comic Con, or heck, even up here for Motor City Comic Con, it was like, someone was missing. I was used to seeing him all the time, and he didn't miss many shows. And then he, when the shows weren't as great as they were, he started his own lawn con and was doing outdoor convention for several years in his neighborhood,
right in his front yard. Lawn con,
and people would come out and
he had artists set up there. It was great. But some of his professional accomplishments, you see in this picture here, a number of characters in there. His agent put that picture together that he did writing for and some art for, I believe. But he was known more as a writer, I think, professionally.
Yes, and he was known for writing Bart Simpson comics, working on like little SpongeBob, all those characters. Mr. Beat there, he was done with a friend of mine, Levi Krause, who I've gotten to know over the years for just as long as I've known Chris, really. And I have a Mr. Beat graphic novel somewhere here in my collection, and a lot of cool stuff that he worked on over the years, and as well as he did have a children's book here somewhere. He did. I picked up just recently. In fact, I picked it up at one of the last. I think not the last one, but the one before the Akron Comic Con, so probably '98. And I just loved picking up his independent stuff. It was great.
About 9 or 10 years ago, I did. Actually, it was 2012, so 9 years ago. I was doing a book called Beloved Witness, where various or Inspired Visions. I mean, Beloved Witness, a separate book. Inspired Visions, he contributed to and did some pieces of art for. He did a focus on the sufferings of Job, and he did some other really great illustrations for it as well. He's very giving, very caring guy too.
Yeah.
And very witty. His sense of humor was hilarious.
And actually, I think it was missed on quite a few people because I think some people thought he was just being an ass, basically, and he wasn't. He just had a witty sense of humor, very sarcastic.
Yeah, he had this dry, witty, sarcastic humor.
He was a very intelligent person, and I think that's where a lot of his humor came from within that, and was lost on some of the masses that were there because of Spider-Man and Superman and things like that. But he never belittled anybody. That's no. I will say is, and I'm not trying to say he did, but he was just a very great character, very large in life. He's definitely he's gonna be missed in the art community and at Comic-Cons. And I know there's gonna be, once we start back at shows, and a couple of these shows like Gem City, stuff like that, can we wander around and you're gonna feel that presence missing that was always there. Even if you didn't get to talk to him but for a second at a show, it was just knowing that presence was there was always good. So
that's right. Rest in peace, Chris.
Rest, Chris. We'll see you again on the other side.
That's right.
So, well, we have some business to take care of, so I'm going to let you take care of that first, Scott.
You want to take it, Jill?
Well, I'll let you do the read that you normally do.
All right. Team Titans Real Estate. Right. Why? Because you matter. That's right. While we utilize the latest in tools and technology to maximize your home buying and selling experience, we never forget, at the core, it's still a people business. Jill and I always make sure to put our relationship with you first. And below me there in the boxes is that other half of Team Titans, Jill, the legend, Webler.
Thank you. So yeah, Scott and I have been, busy. We had a listing last week go live and pending in less than 24 hours. So homes are still moving super fast. Of course, we're still trying to get new listings for buyers to look at. So that's going to continue to be our focus. But if you are thinking about buying a home or listing a home, we definitely want to talk with you. We definitely have seen a lot of craziness going on right now with real estate. So you are going to need a professional to help guide you, let you know how to make the proper offer, what to expect, when you're selling, that type of thing. So Scott and I definitely want to meet with you and help make that process easier for you.
Yeah, whether you're buying or selling a house, you want realtors who have experience and who are creative with the process, because right now it's the Wild West out there. And just because, if you're on the selling side, just because the offer is offering the most money, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the best offer. And you got to be very careful, because things like appraisal guarantees are important to take into account. Proof of funds from the buyer. You got to call those mortgage reps and make sure, what level of pre-approval is there. Just because somebody sends a pre-approval letter doesn't mean they've been thoroughly vetted. You got to read the fine print on that letter to see, have the taxes been reviewed? Has their income and credit score been reviewed? Because there are ways online to get pre-approval letters with just where the buyer's just self-stating what their income is. And they might not be lying. They might be telling the truth, but what they make may not equal what's reported, especially if somebody gets paid in cash. Sometimes people don't report income to the IRS. And if that's the case, they can't count that as income in the approval process. So it's all important to vet what these offers are to make sure you really know what you're getting as offers. And on the buyer side, it's taking some creativity. Jill and I are having to, really come up with some unique ways of presenting offers so that you have an edge. So give us a call. Jill, what's your number?
My number is 586-277-2145.
And I'm at 586-549-6096. As always, you can go to our website right there, teamtitansofrealestate.com, or follow us on Facebook at Team Titans RE for real estate. There you go. All right.
Fantastic. Then our other great sponsor is Larger Family Chiropractic Center PC, located in Belleville, Michigan and Dexter, Michigan. And they do take great pride in providing the finest chiropractic care to each and every patient, offering on-site digital x-rays, massage therapy, orthotics by foot levelers, young living essential oils, aromatherapy, full line of vitamins, all in a family-oriented environment. You can give a call at their Belleville location, 734-697-4244. Visit them online at Lauringer.FamilyChiropractic.com. They do have a Facebook there, and as you can see there, it is at Lauringer Family Chiro. You can easily find them, and there's a click call me button, as well as you can check out location, as well as some different testimonials, and they do a lot of cool postings throughout the time talking about wellness and taking care of yourself, which is the whole point of chiropractic care, is to be as well as possible.
That's right. They do great work. My daughter Ashley also used them in addition to Brett, and they're top notch. They really are. They make sure you're fully educated on what you're getting. If you've never been to a chiropractor before, they have a great orientation process to educate you on what they do. So check them out.
Yeah. So Jill, what's new?
Well, I've been busy with beautiful home makeovers, doing some decorating. We had a client that we worked with over the last couple weeks who wanted his bedroom redone. And so we did that. He was thrilled with it. I posted some pictures on my Facebook page. So if you follow me, or you can go to my beautiful home makeover site, I need to post them on there still, but you'll be able to see the before and after.
Well, where'd you put them? On your personal?
It's on my personal page. Yep.
Here, I'll pull them up real quick so people can see.
It's spring. People are starting to think about how can I make my house look better? And, they want to clean and organize. So that's something I enjoy helping customers with.
All right. So let me go in here and hit share screen. Let's see. Share. That was in Facebook. So this should do it. Add. So here we go. You can narrate.
Oh, yeah. So that's the before picture. Your standard bedroom. Nice furniture, nothing was wrong with it, but that's the after picture. So again, he was looking for an Asian spa feel. So I have to admit, that was kind of a challenge for me because I have not done that style of room. So you can tell we have some little miniature bonsai trees there. We found some artwork to go above the bed, above the lamps. And then we did the color scheme of like this really pretty green with like these copper and reds kind of thrown in as highlights. We brought in some bamboo sticks.
And this is an accent wall in green, and then it's like grays for the other walls.
Yes. Yep. Let's see.
I like the light under the bed is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's just LED strip lighting.
It is. Yep. The client had that under his bed already, so I cannot take credit for that. Boy, does it make that room look sharp. And then we brought in some art pieces. He likes very modern, bold pieces. So we brought in some larger items that fit in really well with the room, I feel. But he's happy with it. Yep, he's happy with it. And so now he wants us to do his family room. So that'll be my next project.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Jill does great work. So if you're thinking about needing to update your designs, she can help you. It's also one of the benefits of hiring us as your realtors, because she can help give you advice on how to stage your home. So that's right.
Yep. And a shout out to Scott. He helps me with all the manual labor of decorating that room. So thank you, Scott.
Yes, put him to work.
Like, you're not doing anything in the office. Get in there.
Yes, this is a great motif of Scott. Faster and cheaper. Scott works for free.
That's right.
Very cool. Very cool. Now, I haven't seen an update on Emily in a while, Jill.
Oh yeah, I can give you guys an update on that. So for people who don't know the story, my daughter Emily, she had leukemia when she was about 2.5 years old. Did great all these years. She's 22 now. And when COVID first started, we found out that she had a relapse of the same type of leukemia. So that really surprised us. It's very rare for leukemia to return that many years out. So we weren't able to get her in remission at the first hospital we went to. So they sent us to U of M, and they did a new treatment on her called CAR T. And it's they remove the cells from her body. They train those cells to fight the cancer, put the cells back in, and it worked. So we are absolutely blessed and thankful that this has worked for her. So we now go for monthly visits. I just took her, what was it, 2 days ago, to get her monthly blood work checked. Everything was perfect. She's continuing to heal, and we're dealing now with some of the social ramifications of kind of being out of school and around people for the last year. So it's going to be a slow entry for her to kind of get back to normal on that level, but physically she's doing fantastic.
And there she is for St. Patrick's Day, sporting some St. Patrick's Day glasses and her Michael Jackson shirt. She's suddenly become a huge Michael Jackson fan.
Right. Yeah. And you can see that picture. Her hair is growing back now, so it's coming in pretty quickly. Long. Yeah.
So cool.
Excellent. That's good to hear. I'm glad I got an update. Yeah, I hadn't seen anything. Well, I'm not on Facebook as much. I pop on a little bit here and there, but I'm missing a ton of stuff. And so that's one of the things I hadn't seen in a while. So I was like, better ask Jill, see what's going on. Yeah. Cool. Scott, how you been?
Been doing well. Just keeping busy. I can throw this up really quick. Let's see. Oh, Brett's got a shipped order.
Grab it quick.
Yeah, I'm working the next 3 days because I was taking, of course, Easter Sunday off, and
it's been a couple years since I've done shipped, but I still that sound is like Pavlov's dog. I want to go and accept an order as soon as I hear it. Like, an order.
Usually, like I'm on for tomorrow, so usually orders coming in today are my placeholders, and I'll wait for the better orders in the morning.
Right. So what I've been really busy this week is, and Kevin talked about this with his previous Kickstarter on Poe Macabre Master 2, is you forget. It's kind of like, I'm guessing with Jill, given childbirth, where you just forget the pain involved, so you have more. It's kind of like that with Kickstarter. You forget how much work is involved with setting up a page. And so this whole weekend has been pouring into that. It took longer than I expected, but I think it came out good. Here's a sneak peek at the upcoming Kickstarter, which launches in a week. So that'll be exciting. Crimson Shadows issue 2. And just wanted to show you some of the screenshots. We got 5 covers that are going to be made available for this. We've got Dale Gruber, who is he's doing the Ultra Edition cover that looks sweet and metal. Then we got the Unlimited Edition. We got Kevin Meinert's Limited Edition, another limited. Forney, Sean Forney's cover looks spectacular as well. So we got a trading card set we're revealing for the Crimson Universe trading cards, revealing the different characters. We got metal prints and tons of add-ons. This took forever to put together. But put that together.
That's a lot of detailed work.
It is. I added all the names to it too, so people know which cover is which. Then some sample pages, just giving a teaser with 4 pages. I don't want to reveal too much. That's the epilogue there, revealing this guy here. And then our upcoming schedule here. We got 4 successfully funded Kickstarters in the last year. It's crazy. Almost a year ago exactly, we launched our Crimson Shadows 1 Kickstarter. So we're pretty close to that schedule. But yeah, 4 in the last year, and we got more to come. So we're so far we're staying on track. It's a miracle, but we're doing it. I don't know how.
You guys have had a nice flow going. You figured out how to kind of always have something new coming out, and I think you're doing a great job.
Really well is Kevin's projects are kind of, me and him are staggered on our projects. And we kind of, when we started doing this a year ago, we kind of purposely planned it that way. And so far we've been able to maintain it. So while I'm working on this, he's finishing up one. And then when I get finished this, he's ready to launch one. So I believe he's already working on issue 3 of Poe Macabre Master. Crimson Shadows.
I think he's halfway through that, I think.
Yeah. So we're going to be on track with that. Crimson Shadows 3 I've already written. So once this is done, I'll be moving forward into the layout phase for that. So we're trying to keep that staggering. So also for you, the fans, one of the frustrating things with independent comics is it takes a while to do an issue by yourself. And you don't want to read an issue and then have to wait 2 years for the next issue. We're trying to have multiple issues per year come out, so you don't have to wait that long. So that's our goal with this as well.
I think that's a great idea. Like you said, I think customers want to binge read maybe. So if they know they've got, 5, 6 to get them through, I think they'll like that.
Exactly.
That's the hardest part of independent comics. I've done it for going on 16 years now. And the one thing you get is after people read 1 or 2, now I've got 4 working on issue 5 of Boomtown Scabs. And people are always like, oh, when's the next one coming out? And then you get caught up in other projects or you get your normal day jobs. Things like that always delay that stuff because if you're not making big money to do it consistently, you've got to make money somewhere else. So,
well, the hard part is like you launch a brand new issue at a Comic-Con. And they buy it Friday. They come back Saturday. That was great. When's the next one? It's like, it's only been a day. Give me time.
That's what's nice when people come by it now and they buy issue 1. They come by, I really enjoyed issue 1. Great. Buy 2, 3, and 4.
Exactly. That's what the goal is with Crimson Shadows is get that quantity of issues up so the fans can get that. And we really appreciate you fans who buy now. And the benefit of buying now is you're getting all these extra rewards that won't be available down the road. Our limited editions, once those are gone, they're gone. So you'll be able to get the unlimited editions, but the limiteds will be gone. Yeah. So, you can get in early and then, hopefully down the road, if Netflix or Amazon Prime or somebody picks this up, you're going to wish you had those early issues. So how about you, Brett?
Shoot, I've been just working, man.
Yeah.
I've been when I'm not doing shift as my sound go off, I'm working on lettering Crimson Shadows 2.
Yep.
Come along pretty good.
Well on that.
You sent me some links today, and I'll be working on the new video for that one that will be launching for the Kickstarter.
Brett has been doing some awesome videos for Bardstone. I really enjoyed the one you did for Poe Macabre 2 and the teaser you did for Crimson Shadows 2.
Yeah, so we'll run that again and show people here.
Yeah.
And, so it was fun. Here, in fact, I'll run it now so we can take a second.
All right.
Yeah, it's been fun making those little trailers.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, it's nice to actually go in and do some skills I learned in college, which because I studied film and video production, and I'm like, I can actually do that. And the nice thing is I can do it all here, right on my laptop.
I love it.
So, but yeah, it's fun. It's been kind of nice, and I did it just with some of the videos we were doing for Odd Musings, and I said, let me do one for Poe, and then I read it to Kevin, and he really liked it, and said, okay. So I did the one for Crimson Shadows, and I got some ideas for the full release trailer as we release for the Kickstarter is what I'm doing there. So
awesome.
Mike Abdenauer is chiming in. Mike is a great mortgage rep that we know with Caliber Loans, so he's one of the professionals that we recommend should you need a loan.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys need to talk to a lender, give Scott or I a call. We'll get you hooked up with Mike, and he can talk to you to see how we can help you with your financing needs.
Well, and I can actually attest. just contacting if you guys have questions, because I sent somebody to contact Scott a few weeks ago.
Yes.
And even though you guys aren't in that particular area in Michigan, you're able to refer them to somebody. And
that's right.
And they're still looking. They may actually give you a call back.
Yeah.
All right.
So hopefully they will. Yeah. As I've been telling people with real estate is when I trust somebody, call Scott and Jill. They'll at least give you the right information. And if they can't help you, they know who can.
That's right. So
thank you for doing it, Brett. That means a lot to us that our friends and family and past customers have enough confidence in us to refer us to others. So we really appreciate that.
Yep.
cool.
Mike wants to know about Vegas. That's right. You guys went to Vegas. I know you guys did a show the other week when I was in Florida. So.
It was fun. Cold and snowy. Well, it was beautiful here, but we still loved it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we get you guys
to do
down in the summer.
That's right.
Yeah, we got to do some hiking, which was so much fun. Walk the strip. Lots of marijuana was in the air.
Not with us, though. Not from us.
It was pretty much everywhere. So if you like that, you would be happy with walking the strip.
It's everywhere. I can't tell you how many times I'm just driving down the road and I'll get a whiff of it from a car nearby.
Same with the
Detroit. It smells like they literally. It smells like they're literally smoking it live right next to you, and I'm like, where is it coming from? Like you can't see it, but it smells like they're right next to you smoking it.
Right. Yeah. So it's already almost 10:30. So let's jump into some things. We want to go with nobody first.
Yeah, we can do nobody.
So this was a surprise movie. It originally was supposed to come out, I think, next week or something. I was surprised it was out. All the ads.
I got a message through email from Imagine Theater telling the date that it was coming out early. So I was surprised as well.
Yeah. I think they decided we don't want to compete directly head to head with Godzilla versus Kong. So they moved up a week is what I'm guessing. But this is Bob Odenkirk, who is better known as Saul from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. What a shocking role, huh, Brett?
I went into this without seeing the trailer. I just wanted the fact you guys said you really enjoyed it, and then we're going to talk about it.
So you had no idea going in.
I had zero idea. Now, sitting down to it, the shot here is basically from the first opening scene. And the minute I'm sitting there, I'm watching this thing, and then it cuts, and you get this great montage of his boring, normal life. And I looked at this and go, this guy is not who you think he is. And I was watching going, this is going to be good. And I was not disappointed at all. I mean, if you sit there in the first 15 minutes, you're going, this is kind of lame. I'm just seeing him miss the garbage truck all the time, and his kids hate him and his wife isn't giving him any or anything like that. And I'm like, you got to pay attention and watch what's going on. They're really setting up who this character is or wants to be.
Yeah.
I agree. I thought they were smart.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Scott.
No,
I thought it was smart
the
way they did that.
Yes.
It made you kind of think about your own life and my own, thinking, geez, if you did a cut clip of my mornings every morning, it'd be like his. Like how much of every morning is exactly the same?
Yes. So we were able to relate right away with the character, which is key when you're, getting ready to watch a movie. You want to be able to relate to the main characters, and I thought they did a fantastic job with it. We could all relate to what his life was like.
So now Jill did not know this actor through Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. She hadn't seen it. So what was your impression of the actor playing the main role, playing Hutch, as his name is in the show?
Well, I loved how they made him very reserved. Like Brett said, you knew something more was coming because you can't do a whole movie on just a very quiet, reserved man. But very relatable. I don't know how much. Are we giving no spoilers at all? Or are we just kind of?
No, let's spoil it. You've been warned.
We're going to spoil it. All right.
Honestly, if you've watched the trailer, I don't know how much there is to spoil. Well, it's kind of predictable.
I thought he did a fantastic job of acting like just a cool Joe, like life is going on. I'm just going to, fall in line with life and live it. But there was one event that tipped him off, and you realize there's way more to this gentleman than what he was showing in everyday life. And I love the way they walked us through that. You could feel the rage that he had been suppressing all those years. And let's face it, probably all of us can relate to it. There have been times when we've suppressed our anger and think, if I could have only just did this, I would have did this and that. Like, I totally could relate to him. How about you guys? Did you feel the same way?
Well, I think the bus scene shows how Jill negotiates a contract.
Oh yeah, that's right. You want occupancy and no.
Yeah, she escorts off the innocent people and just thumps everybody else. So.
Yeah, but this movie was great. If you love John Wick movies, this is for you. Personally, I actually liked it better than John Wick. I feel John Wick goes a little too far into the unrealistic, where it starts becoming hard to suspend disbelief, like John Wick falling off of a 20-story building and surviving. It's like, but
well, I mean, we got a little bit in this here, not really falling off a 20-story building, but definitely he takes a beating and a shellacking.
Oh,
and
definitely
gets a knife to him. They never gave. We get his backstory along the way, and there's still a lot of things that were hinted at. My favorite thing though is the girl hacks in and basically blackmails the guy at the Pentagon. The guy has to go down, find a file, a physical file, because there's nothing online of this guy. He goes and sends it over to her. She looks at it, stands up, grabs her stuff, walks into the mobster, throws the stuff, and says, "She goes, I quit. I'm out." I mean, it was just like, and it was almost entirely blacked out everything. But she here's this guy who's known as nobody, and she was like, "I'm done. I'm gone." And that was like, I just laughed. I mean, I was laughing through the whole movie because there was so much comedy in there. A lot of people don't know Bob Odenkirk from other than Better Call Saul, but if you do go back, he's been a writer for over 35 years in the industry. He's a comedic writer, comedic actor, and he brings a lot to the game. And coming in here from this role of playing someone that you first think is very much of a wimp, in some ways, kind of, in fact, I mean, his in-laws.
Even his in-laws.
Because he had set up this whole
son.
persona. Yeah, his son. His
son thought,
and that's actually when you know for sure there's nothing more, because he grabs the golf club. Well, they come and stick a gun in his face when his son attacks the one guy, and the girl turns around and he started to go thumb. He's like, you can tell he was gonna do it, and he stops. And the cool thing was, we don't find out why until half an hour, 45 minutes later.
Right.
And there was actually a method to it, reason.
I like that they did that. I like that they didn't reveal to us why he stopped. Because in a way, you kind of take the side of the neighbors who are like, oh, well, why would you not have done something? And because you're thinking, well, there's no way he would have held back with his son being in danger. But you find out the why later, and it makes sense. Yeah. Awesome surprise, though, is Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah. Oh, Christopher. Now, Christopher Lloyd, as everybody knows from tons of stuff, Taxi, Back to the Future, stuff like that. It is great to see him in a role, and he is
in a role 80, like you've never seen him before.
He's like 82, 83 years old now. And he was definitely great in this, and he plays his father.
Yes.
Which now I don't know if you caught this though, and there was a picture of Bob Odenkirk's character when he was a child with his dad, Christopher Lloyd, and there was another person there who we come to find out is who you think is a friend. It's actually his brother.
Yeah. That was played by RZA.
Yeah, they don't always say that. They didn't really say brother so much. It was just like family, but it's funny how they're all, these tough guys, basically badasses that can definitely take care of their own, because it was hilarious because you got Christopher Lloyd retired, living in an old folks home.
Right. Right.
The other interesting twist I really liked on this movie is it's almost always the cleaner for like the bad guys who has all these skills. This guy's the cleaner for the government. So when the government needs no witnesses, he's the one they send to make sure no one's left.
Yeah, he was the auditor, and
the auditor.
And they even talked about it. He was in the military as an auditor, and saw no action and something else, and then come to find out that no, he was all action.
Yeah.
Well,
when he showed up, everything's getting cleaned up.
Yeah.
My favorite part was when he was on the bus and some hoodlums had got onto the bus. Well, they were getting ready to get on the bus, and he was like, "Oh, please open that door, please." He was like begging for them to get on this bus. Well, so you knew something was about to happen.
He quotes the old saying. It's like, when God closes one door, he opens another. Please, God, open that door.
Right. And then when he has his gun, he goes to the front of the bus. He has his gun. He unloads it, so all the bullets are out of it, and he's like getting ready to mess with them. Oh, there's more to this man.
Oh yeah, so
Doesn't
it's
even
we
need
already
a
see him in action though. We saw him, break into the two people that broke into his house. He tracked him down because his daughter's kitty bracelet was missing.
I know.
Yeah.
If the kitty bracelet had not been missing, none of this would have happened.
Right.
I think
Right.
now who made this movie? Is it the same makers as The Matrix, or do you know?
It was. I've got it pulled up on IMDb. It was directed by Ilya Nashuler. Writer was Derek Kolstad.
I felt like that was kind of a nod almost to Matrix. How like with John Wick, it was his dog that was the trigger. In this case, it was a kitty bracelet. Like they try to make it something that's kind of minute. But I think in real life, a lot of times that can happen where you're suppressing stuff and all this big stuff keeps assaulting you, and it's that small little thing.
Well,
that puts you over the edge.
To me, what really sent him over the edge, though, it wasn't just it was the kitty bracelet. It was the fact that in the household at this point in time in his life, the only person that loved and respected him was his daughter.
Exactly.
His son didn't. His wife didn't.
Right.
His
father-in-law didn't. His brother-in-law didn't. Yeah.
But his daughter, in fact, when she laid down with him afterwards and on the couch, he was like, "Are you okay? You scared?" He goes, "Nope, you're here. I'm fine." It was Daddy was there.
Yeah.
And I think that's when Ilya Nashuler, I knew the name. He's done several movies, a lot of movies over in Russia. But he did Hardcore Henry, if you ever saw that one.
Oh,
about 6 years ago. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's where I know
that was
him
a first-person action film, wasn't it?
Yes, that was a phenomenal film. In fact, I saw that in D-Box, so with the seats moving, everything else. That was a movie you definitely want to see in that type of environment.
Yeah,
because it really lent to making it more fun. I tried to watch it afterwards, just regular TV, and it's not bad if you've never seen it. It's fun to watch once, but it's hard to revisit again after not seeing it in the theater. So
yeah,
but and you're asking who made the movie. I had read something. It sounds like this Bob Odenkirk has his own production company because it said Odenkirk Productions.
Oh. Yeah, he was a producer.
He was the Kickstarter to getting this going.
Oh, Kickstarter, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. See, so even he noticed that Bardstone uses Kickstarter, so he took his movie there. If it's good enough for Brett, Kevin, and Scott, it's good enough for me.
Yeah. There was a few different production companies involved. There was 87 North, 82 Films, but Odenkirk Provisio Entertainment, which is I saw that during the credits. I stayed through the whole credits, and I saw that and I was like, that's cool. And I saw it's funny because all the license plates were meant to look like Ohio license plates.
Yeah.
Though none of them said Ohio on it, but it was actually shot up in Winnipeg.
Oh, okay.
It was in Canada. Yep.
Yeah. And I'm not sure when production was on that, but
in the trailers for this, there was like Fast and Furious 82 coming out. Number 82 or whatever. If they can make that many movies, this deserves at least a trilogy.
I agree.
Gosh, yes.
Yeah.
This was definitely, like I said, I could see this building like John Wick has, where people, maybe it does okay, and then number 2 comes out, and then it builds a following. Then once it gets online to a streaming service, all of a sudden it explodes in popularity. So
I think it's going to. As soon as it hits the streaming, people are going to be talking about this even more.
Yeah. For 16 million, it just shows you don't need $1 billion to make a good movie.
Right.
This was a good movie.
Yeah,
right.
And a lot of fun stuff in it, and it was used a lot of the same sets. So it's just a few sets, really.
Right.
Which I've been noticing more and more as people are getting less budgets. They're using the same sets more and telling good stories because they're concentrating more on story than just the action and everything else. Though this had a lot of really cool action.
Well, I think part of this too is the COVID effect. If you wanted to make movies, you had to keep your scale small and not have a lot of people. So you had a small number of people, small location setting to contain everything. So I think it's forcing companies to rely more on writing than
Right. Well, that's the thing with COVID going on. Like, I missed being at the movies. I'm happy just having popcorn and a Slurpee at any movie, but this one, I'm like, this is actually a decent movie. Like, I feel like it's the first good one that's come on since COVID.
We should give a warning though, if this is our movie, and the fight scenes are graphic. It's intense fighting, and so if you don't like that kind of action, you may want to hold off. I wouldn't take a kid to this for sure.
Oh gosh, right. I mean, violence aside, there's a lot of language.
Yes.
in that the mother effer is used a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So in that, but I was looking up production on this, and it was filmed in Canada in October of 2019.
Okay, so just before.
Yeah, so
Sweet.
this was always meant to be a low budget film, and I think a lot of this is when Bob Odenkirk from the Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul series, he got put on as the actor hired as the actor, but then also was a producer on it. I think that was because they were trying to bring on and it sounds like then they added Connie Nielsen and Christopher Lloyd afterwards. RZA probably came on because he had a chance to be in this action film, and the thing was he was in it voice wise up until the end, and we finally see who he is.
Yeah. The other thing too is for Odenkirk, this was a very shrewd decision or wise move, I think, because he is known as Saul. And so this was a great way to do a character that is completely on the other end of the spectrum. So he's not typecasted for the rest of his life as Saul. I think this was a very smart move.
Yeah, because he kind of was. I think it was felt like he was getting pushed that way. Considering the fact he's got a huge resume of great stuff, and he's looking also to change up what he does now. And he's 58 years old, so doing an action film at his age is a big gamble at times. But we're seeing more of these older guys come out with something new like this.
Well, Clint Eastwood.
Well, Clint Eastwood has been action though since he was in his 20s. So it's a difference. You got Better Call Saul where he was just a comedian guy, no lawyer. Right. But no,
it's interesting too because look at even John Wick. I mean, Keanu Reeves, we knew him as a goofy guy way back when. It's interesting how I think there's a push. I mean, we got the superhero genre and we've gotten used to the big, strong guys. And I think there's a push to make everything the everyday guy look.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing with the John Wick movies, which of course Keanu's up in that same age too. He's in his mid to late 50s and stuff like that. But these guys they're pulling it off. You don't need the younger guys to try to always be the only action heroes. And I mean, we've seen that forever with Stallone and Schwarzenegger and that. I mean, they've been acting and been in their 50s, 60s, now 70s as action stars. So
right.
But I'm definitely thinking they set this up to have more movies because we've got the mid-credit scene.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. There is a mid-credit scene, so stay for that. Yep.
That right there set up that there's definitely more going on, and actually there's a couple of scenes in there because you got the scene with the dad and the brother driving cross country, going, "Why didn't we fly?" He goes, "We can't go with this kind of stuff."
Right.
The camera pulls back, and their car's just loaded with guns.
Yes.
And then you've got Hutch and his wife looking at a brand new house, and she used to be in real estate, so she's kind of when the girl's phone rings, she goes, "I know I'm in the business. Go ahead and just answer." And come find, we don't know who's on the other line, but the next question was, does this have a basement?
Right.
The other thing, I never thought I would ever think this, but looking at that picture on the screen there, and after seeing this movie, I think Bob Odenkirk would be a good older Punisher.
Yeah.
He looks like the Punisher there.
Well, in a sense, he was the Punisher in this movie.
Right. I mean, who would have thought Saul would make a good Punisher?
Yeah. I think hopefully the studios are taking note of this, and if we never see another version of this character, I think he definitely would play some good Punisher type characters, whether in the superhero genre or other stuff, because he was just fantastic. And the beauty of it is I was laughing a lot in this movie, as I say, people are laughing. He's like action movies, it wasn't because he was trying to be funny, as a comic. It was everything he did was funny because of the way he presented it. And he played it deadpan straight.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Right. The only negative thing that I would say about this movie that I found to be a little bit unbelievable was, he bought his business from his dad and brother. And then all of a sudden the whole place was booby trapped and filled with weapons for when, the bad guy came out. There's no way possible this would have happened that quickly.
I don't know. He knew what he was doing. So they kind of set up that he was pretty.
I tried to explain to Jill, though, this is an action movie. And just like the A-Team, they come in, there's a bunch of bullies. And in a 5-minute segment, they'd have this fully built armored car out of trash cans. And
yeah, well, if you look at everything he did, though, he knew the business, knew the layout.
Yeah.
And all he did was he really just set up several things around. I mean, one was the ink pen with the grenades, and then he had the shotgun shell set up. So it wasn't like the whole place was so overly over the top built. It was just certain things. And then The only thing I will give on this that was a little like, yeah, this is going to happen is Yuri's unloading on him as he's running with this plexiglass, and he's got the
Oh yeah.
the explosive
Claymore.
on the claymore, and it goes off, and he gets thrown back, and the thing's just shattered, but nothing else happened to him. But of course, then Yuri's gone. But
I think if nothing else, he would have had a severe concussion.
yeah, but I thought it was great though. He wiped out the entire Russian mob of Cleveland.
Yeah. So so we recommend it. I think all three of us recommend this movie.
Yeah, I want to see it again. I don't know if I'll see it again in the theater, but I definitely be picking up when it comes out because it was a lot of fun, great action, and the acting was fantastic, and a lot of great actors in it. I mean, they got Michael Ironside was in it, and then
I was shocked to see him in it.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him in a while. It was great. I saw his name pop up.
I honestly thought he had already passed. When I saw his name on the screen, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, and RZA was good. He's been popping up in a few movies over the years, and I know he's been around.
RZA is.
He's a rapper, but he's been in movie wise. He's got a lot of soundtrack stuff.
Oh, okay.
And but he's got 62 credits for
what
acting. Oh yeah.
Not a lot of this guy.
Video shorts, TV stuff. So there's a lot of stuff flowing in there, but he's got different movies and shows. He was in Californication. He was in American Gangster. That came out quite a few years ago. Got a lot of good critical stuff. Derailed. He's with Wu-Tang Clan. So that's where he's known the most as.
Okay. I know that.
He was a composer on Kill Bill, Ghost Dog. He was in that. So he's in Iron Fist. He was in that. So he's definitely been around, and he's definitely got some talent involved in what he does. So I was definitely impressed with him in this. So it was really good.
Nice.
I agree. I definitely would recommend it. I'm hoping they come out with a second one. If you're looking to be entertained, I think this would fit the bill. So.
Very good.
Excellent. So glad I went and saw it.
Yeah. So in other news, we have The Falcon and Winter Soldier, episode 2. Very good episode.
Man, the show is great. And we only got 4 more to go. But I was thinking about time-wise, we're getting basically 2 movies out of this, 2 Avenger-style movies.
Yeah, they're doing a great job with that. Really enjoyed they're really getting some good background characters or secondary characters into where we're learning about how was it Isaiah? The super soldier they went to visit that.
Yes, Isaiah. Yep.
Yeah, Isaiah. He was in a comic series in 2003, I think it was, from Marvel, where they explore. Basically, the storyline is Captain America, after he disappears, the government's trying to recreate the super soldier serum, and they're experimenting. And the inspiration for the backstory was the what was it called? The Tuskegee Institute. That was it, where they unfortunately experimenting on minority soldiers. And so they kind of use that as inspiration as to this character. And he was intended to be the next Captain America. But instead they've gave his life and turned his life into a life of experimentation and stuff afterwards. So,
and then he was locked up for 30 years.
Yeah. After the Korean War, the Forgotten War, he was locked up. So, but he was in the comics, and it's cool to see them bringing him in. The other thing is they are setting up the Young Avengers. The son or the nephew, whoever answered the door for him, he's also in the comics, and he becomes one of the superheroes as well. Mm-hmm. So they keep sprinkling in these characters that end up being in the Young Avengers later. So I think they're setting that up.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool setup in this. It's just like WandaVision. There was a lot of setup for that. Some people really didn't care for it as much because they wanted more deeper story. We're getting a good story here because what we're seeing is 2 Avengers that have went through a majority of the last part of the MCU, dealing with their after Endgame lives, as well as wanting to see a hero continue, but they don't feel it's necessarily them. Of course, Bucky feels that Falcon should be the new Captain America. in that, but Captain America or Falcon doesn't feel he has the stuff to do it. He feels that it's it's hard to live up to that mantle that he definitely had. So
Well, and you also find out through their couples counseling, which was a funny scene, why
that was my favorite scene.
Yeah, but why Bucky is so mad at Falcon for giving up the shield? He says, if Cap was wrong about you, that means he was wrong about me. Right. And so they're really getting deep into the psychology behind these characters that has been really interesting to see play out. And then along with the new Captain America, they're played by Wyatt Russell. They're doing a great job with this. Like, he's the new guy. Nobody knows him. They don't feel he earned his spot. So but he's trying to come in being like, hey guys, I'm, join my team here. And they're like, no, so it's an interesting dynamic they're creating. I like that they don't oversimplify these relationships. And that's the nice thing about having a series is they can extend that out and tell more story.
Well, and that's what we're getting here is we're getting this buildup of these characters that we've seen for a while. We knew who Bucky was. We got more of him from Captain America. We knew who Winter Soldier was, but now we have to know who the new Bucky is because this is same person, but it's completely different. So
yeah, we're getting so much of his backstory. Same with Sam, like about his family, like we talked about last week, and that struggle. It's not easy to be a superhero.
No, especially when you're not getting paid.
Right. They have some great action sequences too that they've been doing. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Also, the girl who plays Enfys Nest in Solo, she's in this.
Yeah, I was very impressed with her in this. Erin Kellyman.
Yeah, she does some great action sequences. She was great in Solo, great in here. Mm-hmm. But
now I was looking up. I was trying to find the actor that plays the new Captain America's buddy.
Yes, because he was also a character in the comics too.
Yes. And
I've seen him before. I can't think of what his name is though.
Yeah, I've seen him in a bunch of other stuff too. He's been around for a while. That's also is another character from the comics. I'm blanking on who it is, but he is going to be an important part, I think, too. I think what eventually is going to be a team surrounding U.S. Agent.
Yes. Yeah, I think they're definitely going that way, especially after you found that picture of Falcon as U.S. Agent, right?
I think so, yeah. Or the new Cap. I mean, they changed costume a couple times. So.
Yeah, unless it was Falcon. I thought Falcon had a U.S. Agent outfit, or was it Patriot? I'm forgetting.
Patriot is the Patriot. He's the Patriot. That's what it was.
Patriot. Okay, I'm mixing them up. Yeah, as the Patriot, it was pretty good. So,
yeah. So I'm really enjoying this. I'm loving what they're setting up here because they're setting up what eventually will be not just the new Avengers, but the other. People forget that don't know the comics that besides the Avengers, there was like West Coast Avengers, Great Lake Avengers. There's different groups that spun off from the Avengers over time, over the years in the comics, and they're starting to explore those aspects. So it doesn't always have to be the main core people that we've seen already. It can bring in these new smaller characters that actually can have their own series or eventually movies even. So
yeah. And the other lesson they're learning is don't trust the government. He gave the shield over to the government and trusted them to make the right choices. And they said, and they're like, oh, you made the right choice. And then 2 days later, they're choosing a new Cap. So
yeah. Oh, here it is. I found it. It's Clay Bennett. He plays Lamar Hoskins, aka Battlestar.
That's it. Well, what else was he in? Because I've seen him before.
Pulling it up right now here. He's been around for a while. Yeah, he did the Man in the High Castle series. He was in The Tick, Private Eyes, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs TV series. He must have a voice actor. He was on Homeland.
Homeland. That's what I saw.
The 2017 Jigsaw movie. Okay. Heroes Reborn. He played Harris Prime. He was in the movie Zoom.
Harris Prime, brother to Optimus Prime?
Probably. I don't know. He did an episode of Arrow, so I wouldn't remember that. But he's been around for quite a bit. He's got quite a few different things, TV series, voice actors, stuff like that. So
nice.
Definitely been around since '98. So, but yeah, he's playing the character called Battlestar. So, which I don't remember them saying Battlestar in this. So
they did at the when they were in the Jeep.
Okay.
all talking. And he says Battlestar, and Bucky looks at him and goes, Battlestar, stop the Jeep. And he gets out. He was like, okay, you're giving yourself names now? No, I'm out.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So that's when they said that.
I haven't watched the second episode a second time yet. Like I did the first one. So I'm going to do that probably the next day or so before the new one launches on Friday. So
nice.
But I like that we are getting these new characters from the Marvel comics that are going to be popping in and out of different places and will be more than just the norm that we're used to seeing all the time.
Definitely. Very good. Anything exciting else? We got King Kong and Godzilla this week, so we'll be talking about that next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to go to the theaters and see it. I can watch it on HBO, but I really want to go see it in the theater. I'm gonna see if I can make the time for it because it's a busy week this week.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of something else. If I got anything else,
the new Bad Batch trailer came out for Star Wars. That's phenomenal.
May the 4th is the launch date for that. So Star Wars Day, it will be launching. I'm really excited about it. They introduced a new character in the trailer, Omega, and we saw some old characters we know and that. Also, tomorrow on Disney Plus, they're dropping a bunch of Star Wars stuff. We're going to get the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars,
that's right,
Ewok movies. I think the Ewok cartoon, maybe even droids. I know we're getting the cartoon from the holiday special that introduced Boba Fett. So we're supposed to have all that tomorrow, and it's not supposed to be an April Fool's joke because they announced it weeks ago.
The other thing is there's a new series on Amazon Prime that everybody's reviewing really well. Invincible? What?
Yes, I did watch the first 3 episodes of Invincible. It's based on the comic by Kirkman, and in some ways they literally lifted right from the comic into animation. So it's telling.
Oh, this is animated?
Story. It's animated, yes.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like everyone keeps comparing it to The Boys.
Well, there's a lot of for an animated show. It's definitely not for kids.
Okay.
The comic was the same way. It's there's a lot of blood. There's gore. They don't hold back. They didn't tame this down at all. And like I said, it looks like it's literally lifted from the comics and the style of everything. They didn't try to redo the characters. Even the way the blood looks. Stuff like that. If you go look at the first graphic novel and then watch the first episode, you see a lot of the same stuff there. And it was really good. And then they've got J.K. Simmons plays Omega Man. Gosh, I'm blanking on who else is in this one voice wise. But it was definitely I forgot it was on. I saw someone post about it. I really realized they dropped the first 3 episodes. The 4th one is out this week sometime.
All right. I'm going to try to watch that this week.
Yeah. I'm not sure how many episodes there are, but they're long. They're almost an hour long.
Okay.
So they're definitely worthwhile. But yeah, Sandra Oh plays Deborah Grayson. Oh, Stephen Yeun. Stephen Yeun's playing Mark Grayson.
Nice.
Who just got nominated for an Oscar and is from the Detroit area.
That's right.
So
is he Royal Oak? Or no, he went to a local high school. I forget what
it was up in your area. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't far from here. But
yeah, Walter Goggins is in it. Zachary Quinto plays Robot. So it's got a great voice cast. Mark Hamill's going to be in it. I'm looking at 3 different names at once. Unfortunately, Seth Rogen's in it, but I don't like Seth's all right. I like him as a voice actor better. Clancy Brown's in it.
His voice?
Oh no, he's Bob from
he doesn't.
Aliens versus Monsters.
He can't act. All he does is shows up and be himself.
Pretty much. So, but yeah, a lot of great names in this, and like I said, I really enjoyed the first 3. I'm not sure how many there is, but let me see if it shows here. It looks like there's gonna be about 8, and they dropped the first 3, and then April 2nd is episode 4, and then once a week all the way through the end of the month. So
nice.
And this was one of my favorite comics of all time. I read the whole run. It was and it's definitely worth going back, and they have collections and everything else available to buy, and I would recommend buying them if you're interested in this.
Very good.
Cool. Anything else from you, Jill?
No, thanks for inviting me to be on the show. It's always great chatting with you guys.
Yeah, it's good to see you. We'll have to get together soon sometime and all let's grab a bite to eat somewhere when we all have a few minutes to actually spare.
I would love that. I want to say hi to your mom.
Yeah, we'll figure something out, and maybe we'll have to hit a casino or something.
And as a reminder, keep a watch on our pages. We have the Kickstarter launch page is going to be posting soon. It's in the approval process now. So once we have the link, we'll post those. You can go there and click a follow button so that once it does go live, you'll get notified so you don't miss out on the early bird specials. So you'll want to take advantage of that. And then next week, April 7th, 7 p.m., we're going to be going live with the Kickstarter. And all the fun will commence.
Yeah, and we'll talk a little more about it on our Musings next week for episode 200. We'll make it a big colossal one talking about Godzilla and Kong and everything else. So, hey, join us next week, guys. We'll see you then.